Iberian Trail Expedition, episode 15. I'm in the middle of an epic passage at the Picos de Europa mountain range in my 70 series Land Cruiser, with about 200 miles under my belt on this expedition so far. But the vehicle has developed a serious problem. A horrible clattering, clanking noise from the back of the car has forced me to pull over to diagnose the issue. After jacking up the vehicle at the rear, I gathered the tools that I would need to pull the back wheel. I cracked all the wheel nuts with the tyre iron. I manoeuvred the wheel off of the wheel studs and threw it under the rear leaf spring for a bit of extra security. I got to work pulling the brake caliper off so that I'd be able to pull the brake disc and see what was inside. If you look in here, you see there's like a retainer pin and clip in there with a little spring on it. There should be one on this side, but it's not. The shoe is pushing forward and catching on the rotating disc. You can see here, actually, this was done just in time because there's a lot of wear on my hub. See that? So this is what it's been. The hub's been rotating and catching this whole disc all the way around, so all these score marks should not be there at all. So that's like real bad wear on my hub, and obviously it was clipping every time. That was the noise, wasn't it? Remember? So I'm gonna go around, get my bag of spares out. I think I've got a spare. I fiddled on with the assembly for absolutely ages, but in the end I realised I had the wrong part for the job and I wasn't going to be able to fix this properly on the roadside. I used a cable tie through that hole. You're gonna think it's ridiculous. My idea here was that if I used the cable tie as a temporary stopgap, I might be able to pull the handbrake shoes back against the back in place so that I wouldn't have to rip the whole assembly apart while I ordered the parts. So I've kind of like put the cable tie on around the shoe inside, so the idea is that it will stop the spring from slipping that way and thus stop this from going forward. I'm oddly confident that that might work for a bit. Obviously it's far from a permanent solution, but if it can even hold on until I cross through the Picos, you know, I'm gonna have to order parts for this obviously. But yeah, if it can hold on until then brilliant, you know what I mean? There you go, cable tie brake shoes. I started the process of putting everything back together and packing away all of my tools and spare parts. First to go back on was the brake disc, followed by the caliper. I tightened the caliper bolts up with my breaker bar, and after that I packed up my bag of parts and threw the wheel back on, putting the wheel nuts on first by hand, then rattling them up with the impact wrench, and lastly tightening them up with the tyre iron. With all that done, I dropped the vehicle down off the jack and packed up, ready to continue along the trail.